Welcome, my name is Lisa, and now I'm going to talk about Soylent Green. In the year 2022, the cumulative effects of overpopulation, pollution and some apparent climate catastrophe have caused severe worldwide shortages of food, water and housing. There are 40 million people in New York City alone, where only the city's elite can afford spacious apartments, clean water and natural food, and even then at horrendously high prices. The homes of the elite usually include concubines who are referred to as furniture, and serve the tenants as slaves. Within the city lives NYPD Detective Frank Thorne and his aged friend Saul Roth, a highly intelligent analyst, referred to as a book. Roth remembers the world when it had animals and real food, and possesses a small library of reference materials to assist Thorne. Thorne is tasked with investigating the murder of the wealthy and influential William R. Simonson, and quickly learns that Simonson had been assassinated and was a board member of Soylent Industries. Soylent Industries, which derives its name from a combination of soy and lentil, controls the food supply of half of the world and sells the artificially produced wafers, including Soylent Red and Soylent Yellow. Their latest product is the far more flavorful and nutritious Soylent Green, advertised as being made from ocean plankton, but is in short supply. As a result of the weekly supply bottlenecks, the hungry masses regularly riot, and they are brutally removed from the streets by means of police vehicles that scoop the rioters with large shovels and dump them within the vehicle's container. With the help of furniture, Shirl, with whom Thorne begins a relationship, his investigation leads to a priest that Simonson had visited and confessed to shortly before his death. The priest is only able to hint at a gruesome truth before he himself is murdered. By order of the governor, Thorne is instructed to end the investigation, but he presses on. He is attacked during a riot, by the same assassin who killed Simonson, but the killer is crushed by a police vehicle. Roth brings 2 volumes of oceanographic reports Thorne had procured from Simonson's apartment to the team of books at the Supreme Exchange. The books confirm that the oceans no longer produce plankton, and deduce that Soylent Green is produced from some inconceivable supply of protein. They also deduce that Simonson's murder was ordered by his fellow Soylent Industries board members, knowing he was increasingly troubled by the truth. Roth is so disgusted with his life in a degraded world that he decides to return to the home of God, and seeks assisted suicide at a government clinic. Thorne finds a message left by Roth and rushes to stop him, but arrives too late. Roth and Thorne are mesmerized by the euthanasia process's visual and musical montage, long gone forests, wild animals, rivers and ocean life. Before dying, Roth whispers what he has learned to Thorne, begging him to find proof, so that the Council of Nations can take action. Thorne boards a truck transporting bodies from the euthanasia center to a recycling plant, where the secret is revealed: human corpses are being converted into Soylent Green. Thorne is spotted and kills his attackers, but is himself wounded. As Thorne is tended to by paramedics, he urges his police chief to spread the truth he has discovered and initiate proceedings against the company. While being taken away, Thorne shouts out to the surrounding crowd, "Soylent Green is people." Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification for more of these videos.